So over the course of the last year, I have received a number of cold calls where people are trying to basically encourage me into a supported living accommodation, which they either own or are part shares in, or their friend owns or a relative owns. And I'm actually shocked at the number of cold calls that I've had in regards to moving into a supported living accommodation. But the interesting thing is that whilst I do have a disability, I don't actually require a supported living accommodation service. I'm not, I don't have a disability to the level where a SIL is necessary or even something to consider at this time. And everyone seems to be of the same belief that because you are on the NDIS, you automatically have funding available for a supported living accommodation placement, which is untrue. People on the NDIS do not automatically get or receive supported living accommodation in their plan. So therefore, if you wanted if you want supported living in your plan, you need to have assessments completed that would show and support your need for supported living accommodation. All of my reports and assessments show that at this time I do not require supported living accommodation as a result of my disability. But it's interesting to see how people feel that they have a right to engage with me when I don't want to be engaged with. They feel like they have a right to attempt to force me into a supported living accommodation when they have no rights at all. In fact, I've been in a very scary situation where a person actually tried to physically remove me from a public place in order to take me to a SIL that her friend owned and put me in it, because she felt she had the right to do so, because her friend was going to go bankrupt if they didn't do it. Fortunately, I escaped out of a different exit and got away. But it is kind of frightening, the level of people that feel entitled to demand answers out of someone because they're on the NDIS. It's interesting, the level of entitlement that these people seem to feel. It's quite scary for me. So what I would like to raise awareness around is that not everybody on the NDIS who currently has a plan has supported living in their plan. So please don't assume that just because someone is on the NDIS that they have a SIL included automatically, and therefore it's appropriate to try to force them into a SIL. So have some understanding of the fact that not everybody who is on the NDIS currently has a need of a SIL or has that included in their plan. So perhaps when you contact somebody and you're cold calling them, have a little bit of respect, establish how disabled the person is, whether they have a SIL included in their plan and whether they really need one, and whether they really want to go to a SIL. And have some respect for people's beliefs and how they want to live and what they'd like to do with their life. Have some respect. And what I would say is, if no one will agree to live in your supported accommodation, then perhaps there's a problem. But don't visit that on to disabled people where you're literally chasing down any leads that you hear of where someone's on an NDIS plan and they're not living in a SIL, because there could be a valid reason for why that person has a disability and is not living in a SIL. So further to all this, I would like to say that your contact is unwelcome. If you are contacting me to ask me to come and live in your supported living accommodation, just know that that's not welcome contact, and I don't wish to have any further contact with you, and I never wanted to initiate it in the first place, so perhaps don't initiate any contact if you're considering it. And if you already have attempted to make contact and have me move into your seal, just know that that's unwelcome contact, and that's not something that I want to do. So I would like people to stop contacting me with the request that I consider moving into their supported living accommodation that they own or that they have part shares in. I'm not interested. Thank you very much. There's no need for your contact. It's unwelcome. Thank you.